E aí, galera, tudo em paz com vocês? Sejam todos muito bem-vindos. Eu começo agora mais uma entrevista internacional aqui no canal Metal Musicast. Faremos de uma maneira diferente hoje. Vamos colocar o áudio aqui na tela. Estamos falando com a vocalista da banda Sandria, Emre Fovey, e eu tenho meu amigo Thiago Raul participando aqui da entrevista também. Vocês vão acompanhando e eu vou colocar legendas, vocês vão ver que tem legendas aí, enquanto eu bato um papo com a Emre. E seja muito bem-vindo, Thiago.
E aí, Cello. Hi, Emery. Pessoal do Metal Musicast, prazer estar novamente aqui no canal.
É isso aí, inscrevam-se, comentem bastante. Vamos falar agora em inglês com a Emre. Hi, Emre. How you doing? Be welcome.
Hi. Hi, I'm good, thank you. And you?
Great, great. And as I said, I think it's such a beautiful name, Emre Fovey. Great, great name. Yes. And let's start talking about the brand new album, the brand new Sandria's album, The Wonders Still Awaiting. First of all, congratulations by your work on this album. Great.
Thank you so much.
Great work, great voice.
Thank you.
I like it so much. Really,
Oh,
like
thank
it.
you.
And tell us a little about yourself and your musical career, and how did you get into the band, Emre?
So I started singing long time ago. Even when I was little in school, I always loved it. I was part of all the choirs, doing shows later, also in the future when I grew up. And yeah, at some point I started loving metal when I was around 11 years old, with Nightwish, with Temptation. And then I started to like also more extreme bands, Dimmu Borgir, Cradle of Filth. So I really explored it even further later. And I was in the business a little bit, in the music business, because it was a passion of mine while I was studying still. So I did not even knew that I would be a singer in a famous band. But I was knowing Marco at the time when the band had a break, and we started for fun having a little side project, doing music we both like, and just free to create some art. And he noticed that the song could actually work well for Xandria when he actually started working again on the Xandria future. And I recorded demos for it. So he really liked my voice, and then he asked me to be the new singer then.
Great. And you told about Nightwish and Within Temptation. Can you name your favorite album from Within Temptation and from Nightwish?
That's a difficult question because Nightwish is one of my favorite bands, but maybe I would say the Dark Passion Play from Nightwish, and maybe from Within Temptation. It's really difficult.
It's the heart of everything.
Yes,
Do you like it?
I think it's the heart of everything. That's my favorite, and the Dark Passion Play from Nightwish.
I helped you a little bit.
Great that you have it there.
Please, Thiago, can you ask something to Emre?
Yes, Emery, you talk about Nightwish, and you replace singers, ex-member singers from Sandria. And how was it for you? You have any fears on stage, the reaction of the fans? How was for you replace singers that the band that have your history and other albums? How is for you?
Yeah, I was a little bit scared in the beginning, especially that the voice was different. It wasn't classical vocals anymore. So Marco, the songwriter of the band, he did not want classical anymore because it was a bit restrictive. So, but of course, for the fans, it would be a big surprise. So I was a little bit scared, but most of the people received it really well. So I was really reassured, and yeah, now I'm feeling much better about it. I don't have any stress anymore.
And that feeling that you said is one of the things that me and Cello said on a review from the album, that Sandra is not have a pop direction on the melodies, and I think it's because of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, we realized that on the new album, the new album has a little more accent of a pop music. You know, it's not so lyrical and classical
Yes,
vocals. You
yes.
know, and I really like it. I prefer. I have to admit, I
Oh,
got
that's
it.
great.
I got the previous album, Theater of Dimensions. I got it,
Hmm.
and I like it. I like it, this album, but I prefer this kind of music.
I'm
The
glad.
mix, the mix of symphonic metal and pop music and gothic
Hmm.
metal, a little bit. And what's your influence at this point?
Mm. Um, I do like. I am a symphonic metal fan. Just not so many bands in the genre. Just a few. Nightwish, Within Temptation, Delane is also one of my favorite bands. But I also have a lot of more extreme bands that I really love. Septic Flesh, Dimmu Borgir, Cradle of Filth, and a few prog metal bands that I absolutely love. Catatonia, Oceans of Slumber. So it's a little bit of a mixture. I really like different kind of vocals, not only the typical symphonic metal and the operatic. I like a little bit more soul, a bit more pop, a bit more rock, and I like. Yeah, I also love the death metal. I love the screams, and so I think, and Marco also. So we really get along on this, and I think you can really hear it on the album that we put different influences and a little bit more diverse than before.
Okay, and when I heard for the first time
Mm-hmm.
the brand new album, I heard the guttural vocals, the
Mm-hmm.
throat vocals, and I thought that was Mark or some guy. And then I was to the internet and I listened to your videos alive, and I realized that these vocals are made for you. How is Challenger to you? Uh, uh, Change to the lyrical vocals and the melodies, and
Mm-hmm.
then the throat vocals, the guttural vocals alive.
It's actually not that complicated. I'm not gonna not to pat my own shoulders, just that it's not that difficult from the clean to the screams because it's kind of a stretch from each other. So it's kind of actually combined. It's not that complicated. What gets a little bit more complicated is when one song I have more pop clean vocals, operatic lyrical, and screams. That's
Great,
I
great,
need to
amazing.
focus there. I need to focus on this. That's a little bit more complicated. I have to admit.
Congratulations. I really
Thank you.
like it so
Thank
much. I
you
really
so
like it so
much.
much. Go on, Thiago. Thiago, do you have any
Yeah,
question? Come on.
yes. On the song, "You Will Never Be Our God," you have
Mm-hmm.
a participation of Half Shippers.
Mm-hmm.
How was collaborate with Half? And do you like this kind of metal too? Do you like it to combining these high voices from like Half Shippers and
Mm.
your style or singing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, this song had a more heavy metal, classic metal touch to it, a little bit power metal-ish. So we thought, it would be even better to have the kind of vocals that also fits that kind of music. And we thought about Ralf Scheppers really quickly because he's very popular in Germany, and great singer. So we asked him. He liked the song. He said yes. Recorded. Everything was so smooth and easy with him. So it was great. And I think the song really benefit from that kind of little edge because I do like those kind of vocals, and I even did it for myself on Illusion Is Their Name. You can hear me kind of having those power metal screams, and I think we're going to put a little bit more of that in Xandria in the future. Not too much. It won't become a power metal band or heavy metal band, but I do love the challenge and the power of those kind of vocals. So yeah.
And do you like to record some video clips? That I saw that from the new album, and it has a great production. Like the title from the title track from the album is a
Mm.
great video clip. do you like to record?
Thank you.
What do you most like about recording video clips?
Yeah, I love the creative process. I was coming up with almost all the concepts for the video, with also Marco on some, and I just really love to put ideas together, even sometimes crazy ideas. Like I want to be in a pink dress on a car. Like I had this little fantasy in my mind from pop music, and I always wanted to do it. So I was like, why not? It's art. It should be free, as long as it kind of makes sense overall, even aesthetically wise. So I really love the creative process that comes into, okay, what are we gonna do with this video? And it's so fun to be on the set and act for it. It's not always easy. I'm not a born actress, but I love any kind of challenges that came with the production of this album, the music video, the vocal recording in the studio, everything that is a little bit of a challenge. I really thrive from that, I think.
Nice.
And talking about the live experience, what has been your most memorable live performance or tour experience so far?
I think our London shows, both of them, it's always great there. The audience is absolutely amazing, and there's so much energy, something that would be comparable a little bit to the South American crowd. You know, they have passion, and it's always fantastic to be in London. And also after the show, the people, I can imagine that South America would be even better, but it's a little bit close to that kind of warm welcome passion.
And the band have plans to come to Brazil and South America?
We are definitely wanting to do it and talking about it. It's a little bit more tricky. We need promoters, offers, of course, but we are definitely working on it. So we will come.
Great. And talking about the lyrics, you wrote the lyrics for Mirror of Time and Scars and Asteria. What do you think about this part of the job, about the lyrics? What kind of message do you have to?
Yeah, it's a kind of a love-hate relationship because I do really like writing, but it can be so tricky to put it to fit a song. And I remember that in the beginning, for example, Mirror of Time, it was a little bit different when we started writing this song. And we kind of almost finished it, and I wrote the lyrics for it. It came really easily because I had a feeling of what I wanted to write. Then we changed it. I had to rewrite the lyrics. And then it was very difficult to put what I wanted to say fitting this melody while I had the other one stuck in my mind. So sometimes it can drive you a bit crazy, but I do really like the process. And I like that I can talk about thoughts that are always there in my mind and things that I want to share with people and that they can relate, whether it's about politics, philosophy, about the nature around us and how we are destroying it, like in Paradise and in the song Paradise. And also some more personal things, like in Scars, it's quite personal about my own struggles. And I think some people can relate to it. And I really like that connection that is on a deeper level and that we don't necessarily talk about it, but we know, we understand each other in this way.
Great. And I said you wrote the lyrics on Mirror of Time, Scars, Asteria, and
Paradise
and Ghosts. Great,
yes.
Great. Ghosts is one of my favorite on this album.
Me
great.
too. Me too. I really love this song. That's great.
Yes, it's really great. Thiago, please.
Amber, today, the media, social media is everything from the bands and the people. And how is your relationship with this media, with the fans on every time talking, trying to talk with you, and how you manage with your social media, the band, live, how you manage with your life?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I remember in the beginning when the band started again, we announced everything. I had to even create a Facebook account. I did not have one, so it was quickly getting overwhelming because also all the people sending message, and I could not just ignore it, of course. So I wanted to answer to everybody, and it got a little bit too overwhelming for me. Also because I'm not a huge social media fan in that sense, that I don't want to share everything of my life, so you have to find a good balance to promote the band, share about yourself, so fans can relate to you and you can share with them something, not being so distant and cold, because this is not who I want to be. But yeah, it's a little bit tricky. And of course, I receive the message I receive. I read all of them, but now I can't answer all of them. But I hope that people know that I'm here reading and answering actually everything that I can answer, and I'm grateful for that, because it's always positive things. I don't receive negative things, so it's wonderful in that way.
Great. And talking about the artwork, is such a beautiful artwork.
Thank
you. Great. Can you give us a glimpse into this album artwork and its connection to the music?
Yeah, so it's a little bit like, the wonders are still awaiting. So there are wonders in this world, but we need to kind of reach for it and be better, instead of what's actually, you see it coming, more wars, dictatorship, even in South America now, in Brazil with the extremists. There's so much negativity and things that doesn't seem to be, we can't get rid of somehow. So we kind of have to work harder to be better and to reach for those wonders, like whether it's advancement in technology, science, everything positive, and equality, and all of those wonderful things. So in the artwork, it's a bit like, the wonders are up in the sky, where that woman is with the lights, the kind of bright sun, red sun. But you need to go into that direction to have this evolution to reach them. If not, you kind of left, and that's why there are ruins in the, and you can see the light in the background of the cities and all the advancement. But yeah, it's either you got to choose your direction, and it's kind of representing in the artwork.
Great. And Ambre, just a curiosity for me, but you are a Greek girl and on a German band. Are there any cultural differences for you?
Actually, I'm half French, half Greek. So the French side is a bit similar to the German side in a way, but there are a little bit, of course, some things I noticed. But I actually live in Germany, and people are very warm and very open-minded. The metal culture here, it's so spread. It's everywhere. So I feel really welcomed, and yeah, they actually have a sense of hospitality, like in the South, more than in France even, which is kind of a crazy things to say. I think people cannot imagine that, really, that Germany has more hospitality. But actually, yeah, it's very comfortable living here.
Great. And quite interesting. Und sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Not that
Yeah.
much, a little bit, but not yet completely. It's
No-
very
nur-
hard language.
Nur ein bisschen.
Yeah, that's good. You
Great.
speak German.
Ja, ich lerne Deutsch am Goethe-Institut in São Paulo.
Wow. Oh,
Aber ich vergesse alles.
yeah. You need to practice. If not, you forget.
Yes. Well, Thiago, please.
Yes, Amber, today, thank God, women are already conquering your space in metal. But for you, in the beginning, how hard it was to be a woman in the middle of many men and not so many women in metal, and how you see now, because we have so many bands that have a female singer or bands with totally women, and
Yeah.
I think it's better now, but how you see now?
Mm, I I did not have a problem with this topic because I started already late, right? I wasn't singing in a famous band. I had projects, but nothing like big or famous. And I started quite late when already huge female singers were in the scene and already conquering, and there are more and more coming, even Nervosa from Brazil, all of those great bands full of female musicians. So it's wonderful. But it should be equal in any way, that there should be as many female singers as male. It should not make a difference because they are both full of talents. But I'm glad that I did not have to notice that much. That kind of still it's not as equal yet, but I don't notice it that much because also I'm just starting. So yeah, I can't say that I've had bad experience so far concerning that.
Great.
But I'm glad that it's changing. It should be equal, of course.
Yes. Thiago, do you have any question?
No.
More questions? No, that's okay. Emre Fovai, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's a great pleasure talking to you. I hope see you in Brazil as soon as possible.
Yes, me too.
And send a message to the Brazilian fans, please.
Yeah, thank you so much for always your kind and supportive messages that I receive. We have a lot coming from Brazil, so I'm looking forward to meet you all in person finally. So yeah, thank you for the support.
Great, and one more time, congratulations
thank you
your
so
work
much
on the excellent and brand new album. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thiago,
you, Emre.
Yes. Obrigadão, Thiago. Thank you so much. Thank you, Emre.
Obrigado.
De nada. Thank you so much.
De nada.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.